Robin Medoff is now serving her third year as an equipment manager at Furman University. Her mom is the reason that she decided to work for the football team throughout her college career.
My mom was a manager when she went to college. She had always talked about it, and it sounded like something that I might want to do because I always grew up playing sports and doing things with football because I'm from Massachusetts and we're very big Patriots fans in my house. So I've always loved football. And then I just went up to the guy that was selling tickets for the football games, and I just asked him if there was anything like this that I could do. And so he gave me my boss now, Daniel's email, and I just emailed him and asked him if there was an opportunity for me and what I would be doing. And then he called me, I got an interview, and then I came in at the beginning of the school year and started.
Daniel Assey is the Director of Athletic Equipment and Licensing here at Furman.
What I do is a bunch of things. I wear a bunch of hats. Mainly football equipment is my main focus day to day. Also assisting with other athletics and their equipment needs as far as ordering apparel, equipment, and all that good stuff.
Before telling me about her day-to-day, Robin took me on a tour of the equipment room where she spends most of her time before and after football practice.
What I do is help facilitate drills at practice and help get ready for game days, setting up on the field, cleaning up practice, setting up practice, help running drills with balls and stuff like that.
Normal day here at Furman, we come in about 8 o'clock. We'll go to a staff meeting, full staff meeting with the coaches, figure out our schedule for the day. Once we've got that, as far as what practice looks like and what's needed, we'll come back down, depending on what day of the week it is, usually Monday through Thursday. We're just kind of the first half of the week cleaning up from the previous game. As we move later into the week, we're resetting everything to prepare for the next game, whether it's a travel or a home game. So a normal day after staff meeting, like I said, we come back to the office, again, cleaning uniforms, restocking trunks, resetting laundry from the previous day to get ready for that day's practice. By the time we typically get through all that, it is time to go to practice. Then we'll run a practice like normal. And then by that time, it's time to shut it down and go home for the day.
If it's a away game, they will pack their bags right after practice. They put their cleats in it, their shoulder pads in it, their helmets, ankle braces, knee braces, anything that they need for the game. And then they bring it out to us on the truck, and I get up on top of the truck and load the bags and keep them tight up there because there are usually about 60 guys that travel and the bags can get pretty big. So I have to push it all in there nice and tight. So that's on Thursdays. And then Fridays we do a walkthrough. So I'll come in, if it's a home game, I'll come in on Friday and just kind of set up the locker room, and we have loops for the guys that have all the stuff they need for pregame on it. So we'll put that in their locker, and then we'll put the shoulder pads on the jerseys for them, make sure their helmets are clean, the decals are all nice and none of them is scratched or anything like that, and we make sure the hardware on the helmets is still secure so that it doesn't break or anything like that during the game.
Game day is pretty different for Robin and the rest of the equipment team as opposed to the rest of the week. They typically have everything ready that they need to have and just play a waiting game until they are ready to go down to the field and have everything set up for the players.
Say we're a home game like this week, we'll get here 4 hours before. Locker room was set up on Friday, so we're done with that. We're kind of just going to walk through and check everything, make sure it's still good, double check it, double check coach's locker room with their clothes and their apparel that they need for game day. At that point, as soon as everybody gets here, we'll go down to the field, set up all the sideline trunks, the benches, the chairs, the Gatorade, whatever, fans, if needed, heaters, all that good stuff, depending on the weather. And like I said, we come back up, wait for the team to arrive to the locker room. At that point, we're servicing any needs they need. And then just waiting for pregame activities to begin. And then at that point, the managers will go out, and we got pregame activities and warm-ups, whether it's kickers kicking footballs, shagging footballs for them, spotting and snapping for quarterbacks to warm up, go through the whole pregame routine, and then the game begins. And ideally, during the game, if we're standing there able to talk to each other and look at each other, that means we're having a good day. If we're running around with our heads cut off, that means stuff's going down and we're busy. But if we do everything we should have in prep for the game, which we do a good job here with, and our students and our staff are pretty good at, then we're able to stand there and watch the game, hopefully, which is a good thing.
While it's all fun and games watching football, what is it that really makes this job so important for Robin, Daniel, and the rest of the equipment team?
I think especially for me, what makes it so important is, well, during games, I have a ball that I carry around and I keep up with the quarterbacks on the sideline. And if the quarterback that's in the game gets hurt, I'm right there with the ball so that the second quarterback can start warming up. Or if he's going to go in and they're going to sub out, I'm there so that he has a ball and can start warming up. And the centers too, so they can get snaps in before they go into play. And during the games, I'm on the sideline making sure, like, if a helmet comes right off, I meet the guy at the sideline and bring it back to my boss so we can fix the helmet, check it out, make sure that it's okay and still good for him to wear.
This job is important to this whole operation from the fact that, you know, and I say this in a humble way, if we don't show up, then the game does not happen, in my opinion. You know, if we're on the road like last week at Chattanooga and that truck doesn't make it, we don't show up and set up the locker room, put the trunks out. I mean, you got to have footballs, you got to have uniforms, and you got to have all, you know, a 26-foot box truck slammed full front to back of things that make this whole production happen. And honestly, that's what it is. It's huge production.